Good morning, everybody. It's so good to be back, and I'm doing my second video now, going live, and it's been an experience, and I really appreciate your patience with me. If you're new to my channel, I'm Native by Heart Art by Sean Shelton. I like to talk about ancestry. I like to talk about artwork in its various forms, especially painting. I enjoy painting very much, and music. I love music. So I have decided to incorporate it all into one little show, so to speak. And I hope with this, I'm able to give you good information and inspire you. I do not care to have negativity in my life. I just don't have time for it. So I try to stay real positive, and I hope that comes across to you too as well. And I hope everything's going wonderful for you. I know it's the Easter weekend, so hopefully you're going to be with family. You're going to be out enjoying the day or home. And if you're not, I hope that you have loved ones that will be contacting you. And maybe if you are by yourselves, that you'll find a way to go out to a restaurant and just go out and talk to somebody. My kids always used to tease me, how do you go out and just talk to people? And I always try and tell my kids, it's like my mama told me, you may be the only person that walks up to somebody for days and tells them, hello, how you doing? What's going on? And so it's a wonderful thing to learn to do and teach your kids. You know, of course, you want to be careful who you walk up to, but you never know. You know, be safe in what you do. And you don't know how you're going to touch and help somebody else. And happiness is contagious. So is being negative. So I much more prefer to be happy. Okay, so welcome. I do have a subscribe button, I believe, on my video now, I hope. And if not, there's one, I think, on the YouTube. You can go to it and subscribe. I really would appreciate those. They let me know I'm doing all right. There's a donation button if you feel like you can donate a little bit. It's great. It helps me with costs when I go out and buy a new machine or a piece of equipment to try and do things better. Anyways, welcome today. So I wanted to start with a little bit more history. I got involved in ancestry work about 25, 30 years ago. My mother is 83 now, and she was adopted. We had wonderful grandparents. They raised her up right. She's a wonderful person, and they were wonderful people. And but as we got older and time went on, you know, you look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and go, who do I really look like? Because I didn't really look like much of my dad's side of the family, and I resembled my mom a whole lot and wanted to know more. And as time went on and we went ahead and made the effort to start looking into that. And it's been a wonderful ride and a fantastic journey. And so much that I want to share with you. But I want to start today by telling you that if you have questions about your family, if you're wanting to do your genealogy, do it. Don't let anybody stop you. It doesn't mean you love somebody less because you go out and ask questions. We're curious human beings, and we need to know answers sometimes, and that's what Ancestry is about. So I did the work for many years. I had to do it with stamps and letters if I wanted to write to something and find out the information. And eventually in 2011, I did my DNA, like I told you, and I had to start waiting because DNA is a new science, fairly new, and they've had to build up a database. And so over the years, it took years for cousins to start coming forward. And finally, through all of that, along with continuing to do the work, to go online and find people who I'd actually crossed paths with in my journey of doing the work, was able to confirm through these cousins, through genealogy work itself, through looking on Ancestry, through doing the history, connecting all those dots, and found my family, some more of my family. And what a great feeling that's been. I was able to find my mother's half brother and my mother's half sister. So as it is, my mother was created by her mom and dad. Her mom and dad didn't stay together. They went off and started their own families. And that's where we got my uncle, and that's where we got my aunt. And I'm pretty excited about that because 2 years ago, all these 29-year-old people got to have been able to meet. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful moment. We do a lot of phone calls because my uncle, he lives in Texas. And my aunt, she lives in Arkansas, and we live in Arizona. So we spend a lot of time on the phone chatting back and forth. And so to have all of our family, everybody that we've always had, and then to be able to add has really been a neat experience. So I really encourage you to go for that. So let me just give you some helpful hints. It's Easter weekend. If you're going to be around family, especially your older family, take the time to ask some questions. Write down what they say. Think about, oh, Aunt Jeanette said this, or Uncle Henry said that. And then when you get home, put it in a book. I have lots of papers, lots of books, lots of things I've written on where I keep this information together. Okay. And you'll find it's very helpful in what you do. So start there. Next week, we'll start talking about what to do and where to look. As it ended up, I wanted to, I've done my mother's DNA, I've done my DNA, and it's been a wonderful ride. We literally touched Africa, Europe, the UK, the United States in our journey. We're Mali from Africa, French, Italian, Celtic, Norwegian, UK, Scottish, English, Irish. It's been really a wonderful journey. So I wanted to go on to my next thing and tell you about this painting. Now, it's kind of supposed to be me, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And she looks pretty much like I would like her to look. I wanted to continue with my painting because this is on my origins. And without doing my DNA, I would not have a very clear picture of my origins. I just have what everybody told me, right? So in my picture here, you'll see a Scottish thistle. You'll see a big Irish clover. You'll see the fleur de lis for France. You'll see a crown for England. You'll see a Celtic symbol and you'll see this Irish wolf. And my most held to my heart or feel in my blood the most is my Choctaw root. This is a tattoo. This tattoo literally would have probably gone more across here and also above the lip as well. In the earlier days of the Choctaw Nation, women were tattooed, and it looks something like this. And I didn't want to get too extreme because I can't find great pictures yet on any of that and may never. So from what I could see, I just wanted to add it as a symbol for that, along with my turquoise stuff, and which I hold to my heart. I love turquoise. I'm in Arizona and everybody loves turquoise. And then, of course, the pretty earrings that I make. And that is to show honor to my Choctaw Nation. I am trying to learn about my Choctaw Nation. I am trying to honor my grandparents and my great-grandparents. I believe my great-grandparents were murdered. There were so many horrific things going on as this country was changing. And I can't say it positively. I have to say it with respect, though, that I have blood on all sides. And so it is with my heart that I speak the most, but it is from my blood that my heart, I feel the call. Okay. So if that makes sense. So this is just to show a little tribute. This is actually a key up here to go for the Viking side of me. This would have been given to a woman when she was married to her husband. In the Viking culture, men take care of everything on the outside. Women take care of everything on the inside. And when she married, she would receive this key from her husband. That home was her home. The inside of that home was all hers. And she got to do with it what she wished. And excuse me just a moment. And many times what would happen is this key would be buried with this woman. This was such a prized thing for her that it would be buried with her. So anyways, I just wanted to share my origins picture with you. And like I tell you, look, everything in life is subjective. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. And if you make a mistake, it's not a mistake. Just fix it. Do something different. I can't tell you how many times I start something and I end up, it looks completely different than how I started it. I do use my phone. I take pictures. Every time I paint or start a painting, I start it. I take a picture of whatever it is I'm trying to do or think about, and I start taking pictures as it progresses. And it's really fascinating to see that happen. Okay. On to the other love of my life. I want to sing for you because I like to sing. I grew up singing. I sat on the front porch with my parents and sang. My mother and I drove in the car all the time and sang. I've been to Nashville. I've recorded a little bit here and there. I perform for people. And then, like I told you earlier, we get away from doing things we love because life takes over. Well, I'm going to continue to do things I love, and I hope I can encourage that spirit in you. And I hope you'll appreciate this. Now, last week, because I was learning how to go live, and again, I really appreciate your patience with me. You know, if I was 5, I'd already know how to do all this, but I'm going to go back. So here's what I did. I sang an Etta James song that I love called At Last. And I love this because 14 years ago, I met the love of my life. His name is Art. And no matter what happens to Art and I, my heart is forever bound to this man. And I believe my heart was probably bound to him before we ever met. Art and I were born in the same hospital, 4 months apart, to 2 women, 25 years old, from 2 different cultures. And we have crossed paths throughout our lives in the same city and never met till we were in our 40s. Art and I probably wouldn't have survived in our younger days because we were probably just too hard-headed back then. You get more patient and calmer, I think, as you get older. So this song I dedicate not only to Art, but I have a special reason to want to do it again. I did it a cappella last week because I couldn't figure out how to make sound come out of everything. So I appreciate your patience. But my friend Nancy and her love of her life, Bob, are getting married today, I believe, or tomorrow in Puerto Rico. She knows I'm not good with dates. So I wanted to sing this song again with the appropriate music because it just helps me, and dedicate it for not only the love of my life, Art, but also for Nancy and Bob. And I hope you'll enjoy it. Okay, I'll be right back. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue, and my heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream, all that I could speak to. A dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, but then you smiled. Oh, and then the spell was cast. And now here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. Hey guys, thanks very much for letting me share that. I hope it was okay. And sometimes you might have to turn your volume down just a little bit. I always had that booming voice, and so I don't hurt your eardrums. But anyways, have fun with stuff. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Do your ancestry, do your painting, do what you love. If you have a song in your heart, sing it. Have fun. Don't let anybody stop you. We need more of that. So, hey, listen, it's Easter. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Remember, happy's a choice. You can be just as happy. You got the same britches on to get happy in as you have to get unhappy in. So you guys just do what you got to do, okay? Be happy. I want to remind you, please watch your children. We see such horrific things going on to adults and to children alike, but those little children are helpless. It's our job. They're our gift. We have to protect them. Let's do our best. I love my children. We may not always get it right, but at the end of the day, we always love each other, and I will always and forever be grateful for the gift of my children and for everybody's children. They're our gift. Please keep them close to you. Watch them. Mothers, if you're going shopping, don't get your head in another place. Be sure people know where you're at. Be sure you're getting to the car with your kids, your keys, and everything you need. Be safe, okay? All of you. Dads, I know you're good on watching your families. Keep that going. Hey, thanks for letting me come into your life today. Thanks for coming into mine. I think that's a positive energy moment, and we need that. Remember that your blood calls you. You go find it. I'm Native by Heart Art by Sean Shelton. You guys have a fantastic day. You can find my website also online, and there is a link to these videos. Again, if you can donate a little, great. If not, no big deal. Please subscribe, though. That's really important for me. Take care and God bless.